Have you ever felt anxious and didn't know how to handle it? You're not alone. Anxiety is like an unwelcome guest that creeps up on us when we least expect it. It's a universal part of the human experience, something that touches us all at one point or another. Whether it's butterflies in your stomach before a big presentation, or a sense of dread when facing a difficult conversation, anxiety is a common thread woven into the fabric of our lives. But here's the thing. It's not about eliminating anxiety completely. It's about learning how to manage it. Why? Because anxiety, in its most basic form, is just a response to stress. And stress, like it or not, is a part of life. So the goal isn't to eradicate anxiety, but to understand it, to recognize it, and to respond to it in healthy ways. But fear not, because learning to overcome anxiety is entirely possible, and we're here to guide you through it. Before we jump into how to overcome anxiety, we must first understand what it is. Anxiety is more than just feeling stressed or worried. It's a common emotion that everyone experiences at some point. However, when these feelings don't go away, are difficult to control, or interfere with your daily life, it could be an anxiety disorder. So, what exactly is anxiety? Think of anxiety as your body's natural response to stress. It's like an alarm system that goes off when you feel threatened, under pressure, or are facing a challenging situation, like a job interview or a school exam. There are several types of anxiety disorders, each with its specific symptoms. Generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, is characterized by persistent and excessive worry about a number of different things. People with GAD may anticipate disaster and may be overly concerned about money, health, family, work, or other issues. Then there's panic disorder, where people experience recurrent, unexpected panic attacks, which are sudden periods of intense fear that may include palpitations, pounding heart, or accelerated heart rate. Social anxiety disorder is a common type where people have a general intense fear of social interaction. They worry that actions or behaviors associated with their anxiety will be negatively evaluated by others, leading them to feel embarrassed. These are just a few examples. Anxiety disorders can vary widely in their triggers, symptoms, and severity, but they all share one common trait: persistent, excessive fear or worry in situations that are not threatening. People often experience anxiety as a range of physical symptoms. Think racing heart, rapid breathing, sweating, and feeling tired or weak. It can also impact our thoughts and behaviors, causing us to imagine the worst, avoid things that we fear, or constantly check things are safe. Understanding anxiety is the first step towards managing it. It's important to remember that everyone's experience with anxiety is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. Now that we have a better understanding of what anxiety is, we can delve into how we can manage and overcome it. Recognizing your anxiety is the first step towards overcoming it. It's like spotting a storm brewing on the horizon. You see it, you acknowledge it, and then you prepare for it. So what does anxiety look like? It can manifest in many ways and can vary greatly from person to person. But there are some common signs to watch out for. Physical symptoms may include a racing heart, rapid breathing, restlessness, or feelings of being tense, nervous, or powerless. Mentally, you might experience excessive worry, fear, or feelings of impending doom. You might have difficulty focusing or find your mind constantly jumping to the worst-case scenario. However, what's crucial to remember is that these feelings are normal responses to stress. Anxiety is not a sign of weakness or something to be ashamed of. It is a natural human reaction, designed to protect us from danger. But when these feelings become persistent, overwhelming, or out of proportion to the situation, that's when it might be time to address it as anxiety. Acknowledging your feelings is an important part of this process. It's okay to say to yourself, "I'm feeling anxious right now." This isn't about wallowing in your anxiety, but rather giving yourself permission to feel these emotions without judgment. It's about understanding that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. Identifying triggers is another key aspect of recognizing anxiety. Triggers can be anything that brings on feelings of anxiety. It could be a specific situation, like speaking in public, or more general circumstances, like work stress or personal conflicts. By identifying what triggers your anxiety, you can start to understand why you feel the way you do and begin to develop strategies to manage these triggers. Recognizing anxiety is not about eliminating these feelings entirely. That's not realistic, nor is it healthy. Instead, it's about understanding your own reactions, acknowledging your feelings, and identifying what triggers these feelings. This understanding gives you the power to take control of your anxiety, rather than letting it control you. After recognizing your anxiety, the next step is learning how to respond to it. Responding to anxiety in a healthy way can help you manage and eventually overcome it. As we delve into this scene, we'll explore a variety of techniques that can aid you in responding to anxiety effectively. Firstly, let's talk about deep breathing. This is a powerful yet simple tool that you can use anywhere, anytime. Deep breathing helps to slow your heart rate and lower your blood pressure, calming your body's physiological response to anxiety. Imagine filling a balloon with air, but that balloon is your belly. Breathe in deeply through your nose, letting your belly rise as it fills with air. Hold your breath for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth, letting your belly fall. Repeat this cycle a few times and you might notice a sense of calm washing over you. The second technique is progressive muscle relaxation. This involves tensing and then relaxing each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and working your way up to your head. It's like giving your body a massage without needing a masseuse. As you tense and relax each muscle group, you not only promote physical relaxation, but also become more aware of what tension and relaxation feels like in your body. This can help you spot and counteract the first signs of muscular tension that accompanies anxiety. Lastly, let's discuss cognitive reframing. This is a psychological technique that involves identifying and then disputing irrational thoughts. When you're anxious, you're often caught in a cycle of negative thinking, but cognitive reframing helps you challenge these negative thoughts and replace them with more positive, realistic ones. For instance, instead of thinking, "I'm going to mess up this presentation and everyone will laugh at me," you might reframe it to, "I'm well prepared for this presentation and I can handle whatever comes my way." These techniques, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and cognitive reframing, can serve as your arsenal against anxiety. They're tools you can use to respond to anxiety in a healthy, productive way. Remember that it's okay to take small steps. You don't have to master these techniques overnight. Patience and practice are key. Once you've learned how to respond to your anxiety, the next step is maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle can greatly contribute to reducing your anxiety. First on the list, regular exercise. Exercise is not just about maintaining physical health, but it's also a powerful tool for mental health. Engaging in regular physical activity can boost your mood, act as a natural anti-anxiety remedy, and improve your overall sense of well-being. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour gym session or a marathon run. Even a brisk 20-minute walk can create a significant impact. Next up, a healthy diet. What you eat can directly influence how you feel. Consuming a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can provide essential nutrients that help regulate your mood and energy levels. Try to limit processed foods, as these often contain high amounts of sugar and unhealthy fats, which can trigger feelings of anxiety. Now let's talk about sleep. Adequate sleep is essential for our brain to function properly. Lack of sleep can exacerbate feelings of anxiety and make it harder for you to cope with stress. Try to create a sleep routine that allows for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night. This might involve turning off electronic devices an hour before bed, keeping your room dark and cool, and avoiding caffeine in the late afternoon and evening. Speaking of caffeine, it's worth noting that reducing your intake of caffeine and alcohol can also help manage anxiety. Both substances can interfere with your sleep patterns, increase feelings of jitteriness, and cause anxiety symptoms to spike. Try switching to decaffeinated versions of your favorite beverages and limiting alcohol to moderate levels. Remember, it's not about perfection, but rather about making small, sustainable changes that can have a big impact on your mental health. By maintaining a healthy lifestyle, you can create a strong foundation for managing your anxiety. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, we might need a little extra help. And that's perfectly okay. There's absolutely no shame in reaching out to professionals such as therapists or psychiatrists when the going gets tough. These individuals are trained to guide you through your anxiety, equipping you with the tools and strategies you need to manage it effectively. Therapy can be a wonderful avenue to explore, providing a safe space to express your feelings and fears. Cognitive behavioral therapy, in particular, has shown to be incredibly effective in treating anxiety. Moreover, medication might be a viable option for some. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it can complement other treatment methods and make the journey a little smoother. It's crucial to remember that seeking help is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it's a courageous step towards reclaiming your life from anxiety. Remember, seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a step towards overcoming your anxiety.